A girl stands silently on the 30th floor balcony. Her fingers are wrapped around a coffee mug. She looks calm, but suddenly something happens. A strange pressure builds behind her eyes. The mug slips from her hand and she loses her balance. Before anyone can react, she plunges 30 floors down into darkness. Screams break out below. Someone finally shouts, "Call an ambulance." Elsewhere, a 15-year-old girl named Tenley is quietly studying in her room. Her father walks in with two unfamiliar faces. "This is your new mother and her daughter. From now on you'll live together." That one sentence changes everything. Her stepmother's coldness becomes obvious within days. She's harsh and commanding. Whenever she's angry, she shuts Tenley in the dark, dusty storeroom. Tenley begs from behind the door, "Please, I'm sorry, I won't do it again." But there's never a response. Fear becomes her routine. One evening, while sitting alone in the locked storeroom, she notices something odd about the dusty mirror leaned against the wall. The reflection it shows is not of this storeroom, but something entirely different. And inside that unfamiliar reflection stands a boy. Tenley stumbles back and rushes to the door. She bangs her fists against it and screams for help, but the house is silent. Panic overwhelms her and she faints. When her eyes flutter open, the boy is still there, watching her from inside the mirror. "Are you okay?" he asks softly. She scrambles back, staring at him in fear. "Are you a ghost?" He raises an eyebrow. "Do I look like a ghost to you? Then why are you inside the mirror?" He replies amusingly, "You're the one inside the mirror. This is my room. My name is Silas." She neither understands nor trusts him, but something about his voice is strangely steadying. The next day, Tenley is locked in storeroom again. She cries, begging not to be left alone, but no one listens. From the mirror, Silas' voice comes gently, "Stop crying, she's gone already." "But I'm scared." Tenley whispers, kneeling down beside the door. "You're not alone anymore. I'm here." Silas slowly places his hand on the mirror. "Be my friend." After a moment's hesitation, she lifts her hand and places it against his. From that day forward, the mirror becomes her secret world. Whenever she's locked in, Silas is there, calming her, joking with her and sharing stories. Tenley begins to open up too, telling him everything. Eventually she moves the mirror into her bedroom. They grow astonishingly close, laughing, teasing and talking for hours, separated only by the glass. 5 years pass. On the morning of her 20th birthday, Tenley jumps out of bed and stands in front of the mirror. Silas looks at her and says, "I think you need to tidy up first." "Seriously, don't you have something else to say? I never realized how pretty you are when your hair's a mess." She glances at the other mirror. She sees her wild hair and half-slept face, then bolts to the bathroom. When she returns, Silas is buttoning up his shirt. "Where are you going?" "Out with my parents." "I'll see you tonight. Have a good day." Later that evening, Tenley's reading on her bed when Silas reappears. She asks with a hope, "How was your day?" "A little tiring. I'm off to sleep now. Good night." Just as she's about to close her eyes, Silas appears again holding a birthday cake. "You thought I forgot." He begins singing softly. Tenley's eyes widen. "You scared me. I hate you so much." He laughs. "I'm sorry. Now make a wish before midnight." Tenley closes her eyes, clasping her hands. She wishes, "I want to meet Silas in real life." "What did you wish for?" "Can't tell you, or it won't come true." The next morning, Tenley notices faint blue and red marks on the mirror's frame. She touches the red one. Instantly, the mirror reflects her own room. Silas disappears. In panic, she presses the red mark again. To her relief, Silas reappears. "You vanished just now." "My mirror turned normal," Silas asks confusedly. "What do you mean?" Tenley touches the red spot again. Silas suddenly sees his own reflection staring back. After a few seconds, the connection restores. "How are you doing this?" Silas asks in surprise. "There's something new, a red and a blue mark on the mirror." The red switches it to normal. "I haven't tried the blue yet." She touches the blue mark and nothing seems to happen. She presses her hand against the glass. Her hand slides through. Silas watches in shock as Tenley's arm emerges into his room. He grabs it instinctively. "I can actually touch you. Can I meet you, Silas?" Without waiting for an answer, she steps through. The moment she arrives, she looks around in awe, her voice trembling with joy. "My wish came true. I can finally touch you. I can see you just like this. It's like a dream." She grins. "You only looked ugly through the mirror, but wow, you're even uglier in real life." She ducks behind the couch laughing. "How dare you insult my face?" Silas exclaims, chasing after her. Okay, break." As they sit on couch, a loud growl escapes her stomach. They both burst into laughter. Tenley admits, "I didn't have breakfast." "Me neither." He offers her a piece of bread and butter. She stares. "This is it. It's what I usually have. Lucky for you that I can cook." She heads to the kitchen and prepares a proper meal. Silas takes a bite and gives her an exaggerated thumbs up. "This is incredible. Glad you like it. But I should go. If my stepmother finds out, I'm dead." She steps back through the mirror. 2 days pass, but Silas doesn't appear. It's the first time he's been silent for so long. Out of worry, Tenley steps through the mirror and searches his house. She calls his name but gets no reply. In a room upstairs, she finds Silas curled up in bed, his face flushed with fever. She rushes to his side and lays a damp cloth on his forehead. She stays with him all night without realizing when she drifts off to sleep. In morning, Silas stirs sitting up slowly. Tenley wakes too. Don't move, you need rest. Sorry for making you worry. She makes him broth and says, don't get out of bed, or I swear I'll drag you back myself. But when she returns in afternoon, he's already in the kitchen. What did I say? I was just hungry. She shoves him aside and cooks a light meal for him. You're the most stubborn patient I've ever seen. Just then the front door opens and his parents step in. His mother exclaims, Silas, who is this girl? She's my friend. Tenley explains, he had a fever, so I came to take care of him. His mother checks his forehead. You should have called us. Silas mutters, I didn't want to bother you. Thank you. His mother says warmly to Tenley, we have to freshen up, you two eat. After they leave, Tenley turns to him. You didn't tell me they were coming. What do they think of me now? They will think you're a lifesaver. I'm serious. So am I. Come eat with me now. I can't. I have something important to do, she says and leaves. Later, Tenley's father announces that they're visiting her stepmother's hometown. Would you like to come? Tenley lights up, but a quick glance from her stepmother tells her to say no. She might be bored there, the woman adds. Still, I'd love for you to come, her father insists. No need to force her, the woman smiles. She's more comfortable here. One afternoon, Tenley notices the mirror now sitting in Silas's room. Why is it here? My parents stayed home a lot after I got sick. Dad's always in the living room, so I can't talk to you there anymore, she smiles. Your parents really love you. Silas looks at her. Doesn't your mother scold you for spending so much time in your room? Not now, she says softly. They've gone to visit her hometown. I'm alone. He pauses for a moment then brightens. Come here. Let's spend time together. But your parents are home. Don't worry, he grins. I've got a plan. Later that evening, Silas casually asks, can my friend stay here for a few days? Her family's out of town. His mother raises a brow. You mean the girl who took care of you during your fever? He nods. His mother smiles warmly. Of course, she's very sweet. Tenley arrives and greets his parents politely. His mother welcomes her. Last time you didn't even tell me your name. It's Tenley, she replies. What a beautiful name. Over dinner they ask about her hobbies. I love drawing. Silas' mother exchanges a knowing look with her husband. You know, this is the first time Silas has brought a friend home. Are you the childhood friend he always talked about? Silas groans. Mom, please stop. Tenley turns to him. You talked about me, he shrugs. I didn't tell them about the mirror though. You also never told me you liked art. Was that necessary to mention? She says with a smile. That hurts, he says laughing gently. I thought I was your childhood friend, and I know everything about you. The day after tomorrow, Silas takes Tenley to an art exhibition. She's fascinated, moving from one painting to the next with wide eyes. Someday your work will be up here too. She shakes her head. I just draw for fun. I've never even painted on canvas. Then we're going to the market. Consider it a late birthday gift. They return with art supplies and Tenley paints something breathtaking. Silas' parents praise her talent, but Silas smirks. It's just all right. Tenley throws a pillow at him and chases him around the room, while his parents laugh at the sight of their playful chaos. That evening the two sit by the riverside watching the sunset. Tenley whispers, it's my first time seeing this in real life. But before the moment can last, Silas collapses. Panic strikes through her. Silas is taken to the hospital where doctor explains. He had a fever since morning. He's stable now, but be more careful next time. Silas opens his eyes to see his parents hovering. You can't keep neglecting your health, his mother scolds gently. And eat properly, his father adds. As they step out to handle discharge, Tenley sits beside him. Why didn't you tell me you were sick? Tears well up in her eyes. I hate you for this. I didn't want to ruin our day. You were so excited, he says looking at her. Okay, don't cry. I'm all right now. Next morning, Tenley returns to her home, knowing that her family would be home by evening. In the weeks that follow, Tenley visits often, painting in Silas' room. His parents grow fond of her, treating her like a family. Years pass. Both are now 23. Silas encourages her to display her work in an art exhibition. Tenley hesitates at first but agrees when he insists. The event is a hit. Many of her pieces sell instantly. That evening, Silas tells her to wait in the car. He crosses the road to buy flowers. On his way back, a car speeds around the corner. It all happens too fast. The bouquet falls and Silas lies motionless in the middle of the road. The white lilies turn red instantly. A pool of blood forms beneath him. Tenley screams and rushes to him. Holding his head, she pleads, "Open your eyes, Silas, please." At hospital, his parents arrive, watching helplessly from behind the glass of the operating room. Tenley sits outside covered in blood, shaking and sobbing uncontrollably. When the doctor finally comes out, his face is grim. "I'm sorry. We did everything we could." The world around Tenley fades. She feels everything collapse and loses consciousness. Days later, she wakes in a hospital bed. "Where's Silas?" she asks weakly with tears in her eyes. "He spoke to me before they took him in. He was alive." Silas' mother takes her hand gently. "Sweetheart, you were unconscious for 5 days. We already held his funeral." Dressed in black, Tenley visits his grave and places a single white lily down. You promised me you would always be the light in my darkness. Then why? Her voice cracks as the sky opens up and rain begins to fall. Silas' father appears beside her with an umbrella. She whispers, "It's all my fault. This wouldn't have happened if we had not gone to the exhibition. Don't blame yourself, his death was written. When you met him he was already fated to die, and he knew it." "What are you saying?" she asks confusedly. "I know you came through the mirror, but the mirror runs on Silas' energy. Every time you two met, it consumed him. That's why he kept falling ill." Tenley's heart sinks. "So, he died because of me?" "No, he died because he chose to. It was his decision." Back home, Tenley barely makes it into her room before her stepmother storms in and slaps her. Tenley does not say anything but tears well up in her eyes. "What's wrong with you now? I didn't even hit you that hard." She leaves her room. Through tears, Tenley notices something new on the mirror. A green mark. She touches it and a message appears. "Do you want to go 7 days back in time?" Her eyes widen. "I can save him." She rushes to Silas' father and tells him everything. He listens quietly and says, "You can reverse time but it won't stop his death." "Not unless." "Unless what?" she asks. "Unless the mirror is destroyed. But if that happens, you'll never meet him again." Tenley stands silently then nods. "I'll use it. I will save Silas no matter the cost." She returns to her room and presses the green mark. Sharp light engulfs her, and she goes 7 days into the past. She is standing in Silas' room where Silas is suggesting her art exhibition. Without warning she throws her arms around him. "Thank you, Silas," he replies puzzled. "You're welcome." He notices the tears in her eyes and gently hands her a glass of water. "What's going on, are you okay?" She smiles through watery eyes. "I'm just happy to see you." Before he can ask more she runs to her room and returns with a sketchbook. She hands it to him. "I wanted to give this to you for so long, but I never had the courage." She glances at him one last time. "Goodbye, Silas." He flips through the pages until he finds a portrait of himself. Below it she had written, "Most handsome man and my one and only love." He smiles softly then sees a folded note tucked in the back. In it she explains everything, his death, the time travel, her decision. He bolts toward his room but it's too late. Tenley stands before the mirror with a hammer in hand. "Don't," Silas cries. "Please don't do it, I beg you." She looks at him. "It's my choice." And with one swing the mirror shatters. And so does their hearts. Years pass. Tenley moves to a quiet apartment with her father's support. After her father's death she inherits everything. Her stepmother fills with resentment and begins plotting. One day she orders her maid to poison Tenley's coffee. That evening Tenley stands on her balcony gazing at the city. With a coffee cup in hand she whispers, "I hope you're happy, Silas." But suddenly a strong pressure builds behind her eyes. She loses her balance and plunges 30 floors down into darkness. Screams break out below. "Call an ambulance." Among the crowd Silas steps forward and finds Tenley lying motionless in a pool of blood. His heart sinks. The girl he had been searching for over 3 years is now in front of him. But she is dead. She can't speak, she can't see, she can't breathe. Something inside him ignites and he tries to use his bloodline powers to save her. His father stops him. "She paid a price to save you. You can't change that." "Please, Dad, I love her. I can't see her dead." He pleads helplessly. "Let's go to some quiet place first." Standing in an empty street his father explains, "I thought destroying the mirror would break the connection between you both, but I was wrong." "What do you mean by that?" His father sighs. "The day you first met Tenley, the death of one of you was sealed. Destroying the mirror only delayed the fate, but it did not change it." Silas cries out, "There must be a way. I will do anything to save her." His father replies, "There is only one way. You can go back to the past and break the mirror before you ever meet Tenley. That way your lives will never cross and the convergence will break." Tears well up in Silas' eyes. "I will do it. I will save Tenley even if it means never meeting her at all." His father summons his mystic powers and sends him back in time, to the very beginning when they were 15. Remembering Tenley for the one last time, Silas shatters the mirror himself. The final words leave his lips, "We will meet again someday, Tenley." And with that, everything changes. Now both Tenley and Silas live separate lives, unaware of each other. Tenley's father divorced her stepmother after discovering her cruelty. Tenley grows up to become a celebrated painter. Silas builds a successful business with the help of his parents. One day at one of Tenley's exhibitions, a painting catches Silas' eye. It shows a boy and a girl facing away from each other but their shadows touch. Tears well in his eyes. Tenley approaches him gently. "Are you okay?" "I don't know," he replies quietly. "This painting just hit something inside me." She smiles. "You're the only person who has ever said that about it." He wipes his eyes and extends a hand. "So you're Ludica." She shakes his hand gently. "That's my pen name. My real name is Tenley."